Good evening and welcome to the world of Hearthron. I'm your host, storyteller, and dungeon master Bilbo. Come join us as we travel through the adventures of Tales from the Yawning Portal. This is our 9th episode of the Sunless Citadel. The plan is to play the same characters through each of the adventures in the Yawning Portal and level up characters accordingly. And finish with the Tomb of Horrors, where everyone will probably die except for Sasku. Except we're all betting he'll be first. Come join us as we adventure through these old school dungeon crawl adventures. Tonight we are actually missing two of our players. Thorn and Valian are both out tonight. I'm sorry for the disturbance up above. That is a little goblin, and hopefully we'll clear that sound up here in a second. He just woke up from a nap. So, with that, who would like to recap last week's episode and for inspiration die?
Me!
All right.
Elle would be happy to do so.
Perfect, Elle. Why don't you go ahead?
So, not too long ago, we decided to take a short rest after a rather horrid encounter with a bugbear who called himself Balsag, who had tried to assault us as we came down to this level of dirt farming for fungus, and also found something else growing in the dirt, whose name is Dar, a dwarf who somehow was mistaken for being dead and miraculously wasn't, and seems to swing an axe well. So we had his help. After a short rest, I checked out everyone's wounds, and I guess we were ready to go again. And we ventured forth down another hallway, through some doors, and found some goblins, also apparently farming. It's a big operation, some sort of thing selling here, but we ran into a couple more bugbears, not nearly as tough as this Balsag fellow was. Some skeletons opened a door as they came out towards us, which I didn't know they could do. I figured they were too stupid to open a door, but yet they opened a door and came out with their implements of gardening to threaten our lives, not very well. And we destroyed those, but let's see, Dar went into that room and found that it was a large area that was scorched, oddly. We still haven't figured out why, except that there was, he did get attacked by a fireworm, or that's what we're calling it, because we haven't really consulted the sages on what that thing is. And we kind of regrouped again, and got ready to venture down the hall. We know that somewhere down here is a mage named Belak, who is supposedly in charge of all the reasons that these goblins were attacking, and therefore our reason to come down is partly to eliminate him, as he poses the mastermind threat, but also to hopefully find the Hercule children who behaved like children and came down here unprepared, and may or may not be alive.
All right, great. So take an inspiration die for that.
You forgot about the dragon.
Well, we didn't see the dragon this time. That wasn't part of the story at this point. But somewhere in the world is this white dragon that was stolen from the goblins. Yes.
All right. Erebus, how are we coming in on sound? Did you check that?
You're muted.
But you're muted. Okay, thumbs up, so that's good. All right, perfect. With that, let me set the scene here. We actually left off with our would-be heroes down at a door. They tried to open one door, and they just could not manage to get past the very good lock on this specific door. So they went down to the next door, down this narrow hallway, and they know this door isn't locked or trapped. However, they heard a familiar voice or sounding of voices of goblins behind this door. And so we left off with the group was gathering, getting ready to do what they do best, rush or open the door and shoot a bunch of missile fire and probably take down these goblins fairly quickly, I would believe. And with that, Erebus, what do you do since you are the one usually opening these doors?
Yeah, so remind me, are we at the end of a hallway? Is that right?
Yeah, so you're literally, there's about 10 feet on the end of this dead end hallway. So you have, you can line up people on both sides of this door. You have room. So
yeah, that's where our SOP has been. So let's do that again. Have them pull out missile weapons, and then I'll give them a 1, 2, 3 with my fingers, and we'll pop the door open at the end.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a surprise round because they're not gonna be noticing that you're coming in here. What you notice in here is once you open the door, there seems to be twigs and roots seem to be piled on the floor of this sagging chamber. There is a collapsed southern wall that opens up into a vast cavern. Once again, there's this lit fungus all over the rough walls in here, and it even goes to the rooftop of this room, and it just the chamber beyond this opening. So in the south wall, there's this large, open, looks like cavernous room. There is a lot of plant life there: briars, brushes, saplings, and other woody plants. And there's ruined walls, and that's kind of what you see. But some like ruined walls down this area. However, as I said, lo and behold, there are 4 goblins in here, and they seem to be bundling up some of these twigs using some vines. They seem to be making bundles of these twigs and roots here. And so that is what you guys see. I will give you a surprise round, as I said. I will go ahead and start first with Erebus here.
Okay, so I will, if I can, I'll move right into the room and shoot ones.
Yep, yeah, you sure can.
All right, so I'll make sure I get out of everyone's way, and if they're spread out at all, I'll pick the farthest one away just so that Saskia doesn't have any trouble.
Okay.
I know we usually use looking for 30 feet, I think, with his little daggers.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and that's advantage, right? So.
Yeah.
Second time. All right, no problem. Glad the first one hit. All right, so AC 22.
Yes, that hits.
13, 16, 17 points.
Oh, okay, that goblin goes down. Falls down to the ground.
Perfect.
All right, with that, next I will go ahead and give Zazriel.
Are 2 within 5 feet of each other?
I would say, yeah.
26.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
So 10 points of damage.
All right, so 10 points of damage. That one first goblin will go down.
22.
Yeah, that hits.
For 9 points.
And that goblin goes down. All right, and
come on, Saskia, what can you do?
And with that, Sasku.
Is there one within 20 feet, or do I have to move into the room?
If you move into the room, there will be.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Is 18 gonna hit?
Yes.
For 6 points of damage?
All right, that goblin is still standing.
Darn it, Saskia. Every time.
What?
Then with that, Dar, you are
Still
up.
hitting.
Remember, you're on mute.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay. Alright, so how far am I away from the closest one?
Well, you're still outside the room, so you're going to be a good 25 feet away.
Well, since I have 25 feet of movement, I'll move up to the first one and take a swing at it.
Okay.
Where's my attack? For a 21 total to hit.
That hits.
And for 13 points of damage.
All right, so that goblin there falls. Ah! But however, make a perception check for me.
Perception?
You got it.
Skills. Here we go. Perception. 19?
Okay, perfect. Yep. So as you run across the room and take this last goblin down, you see 4 other goblins in this large cavern. And as far as with the light, the one thing is it's very lit up with all these this fungus growing. It's actually almost nauseating, just the amount of colors that are coming off the walls and the floors and the ceiling in this large, very large cavern. However, you see 4 other goblins about 20 feet south of you, and they seem to be looking onward, seeing what's happened to their comrades. And with that, L, what do you do?
Okay, so there's another span.
Yeah, so this this room that I'll describe this room, what I just described, but it's about 30 feet across this room to the east wall. There is a door to the north of this room. However, the southern wall, a big chunk of it, probably out of that 30 feet, probably there's a 20 foot just collapse of the walls, and it seems to open up into this very large, and from what you can see, being in the hallway, it seems to open up into a larger cavern.
Okay. And the 4 goblins that you first described were in this room proper?
Correct. You don't see the other 4 goblins at this time. Only Dar saw it out of the corner of his eyes as he went charging in there.
Okay. So in essence, there's a north door and a south crumbled opening.
Correct. Yeah, a very large crumble opening. South door,
And so I'll move to the crumbled opening.
Okay.
And then she's going to take a look, see if she sees anything to shoot or not.
Yep. So you'll see the four goblins about 20 feet deep into this room. As I said to Dar, looking into this because of all the colors of all the fungus and the roots and the vines that are growing all over here, it's kind of nauseating. But you can definitely make out the goblins and take one shot at one if you would like.
Okay, that sounds like her plan. She'll just take a shot at one of the goblins and see what happens. All right, that is AC 14.
That is going to miss. It just bounces right off their padded armor there. So. All right, and with that, then let's roll initiative, gang.
I told you about doing that earlier.
It messed up.
Yep, exactly. That's your fault. I told you.
First
Got some
of
beats,
all,
got some beats, Asku.
I have a feeling everybody's got to be.
Everybody has him, dude.
All right, with that, Is there anybody above a 20?
21.
All right. So that's Aramis. And 16 to 20.
19.
19 for Zazriel.
17 for L.
17 for L. Dar, what are you?
7.
7.
I'm a
You're
9.
slower.
Oh, look at that. All
Our
right.
tanks are leading the pack. Bringing up the rear.
That's what tanks do. They lead the rear. But I'm actually the fastest in the group.
Nobody made the perception check, but Dar's actually checking out L's ass. So,
There you go.
All right, and so with that, so Erebus, you are up.
Okay, cool. So I will. So I've seen. I just saw Elle shoot at these other guys at least.
Yeah, you saw Elle go around the corner and take a shot, and you might have even heard a little, from a goblin that just his life was in jeopardy, but not so much.
But not so much.
Yeah.
All right. So I will. I'll use cunning accents to try to hide if there's a place to hide, and then I'll move around and shoot them.
Yeah, you can maybe move near where Elle is and use this cavern wall and
Okay.
possibly hide a little bit.
Perfect. All right. So wow, terrible hide checks though, but they're goblins. So 13 on the hide.
Okay. Yeah, you think you got it here. I'll give you that.
Okay.
I rolled
Cool. So
horrible.
I will. I'll move up and shoot. All right, and that's a natural 20 and a 19.
Ooh.
That's crazy rolls.
Nice.
Yeah. So I will. I think we roll all the dice again. It's gonna die. Whatever. It's not worth the effort. A lot of damage, unless it's the crazy goblin.
Yeah. So if it's over 7
Yeah,
points.
it just goes right through its eyeball and out the other side. Hits
Yeah.
the next goblin.
Yeah,
Falls through.
perfect. All right. Nice.
Reality.
All right. And then with that, one of the bushes that is right in front of where you and Elle are against a wall, it's about 5-10 feet from you. All of a sudden, this bush, these twigs, it comes to life, and it comes at Elle, and takes a swing at with its branch at Elle. You guys have, I think you fought one of these already.
We saw it now.
Oh, where they climbed up the vines, actually, 2 of them, yes. And so it's definitely similar to that here. However, it swipes at Elle and completely misses. So, and with that, Zazriel, you are up.
Alright, cast Hunter's Mark on it.
All right.
That was a 16 hit
Yes.
for 13 points of damage.
Stupid branch.
All right, so it shatters. The branches shatter openly and just fall to the ground here.
And then I move up by Dan.
Okay, by Elle. Okay, and just so you guys can picture this too, now that you guys, a couple of you have stepped into view. So this cavern that's opened up here is it goes very deep. I mean, it seems to probably go over 100 feet deep, and the walls are cavernous. With all of the colors floating around, it's kind of hard to make out. You see some walls in here, like broken walls as well. There's, like I said, there's this fungus, there's bushes, there's branches all around here on the walls, the floors. It almost looks like it's, will be difficult terrain going through here. But as far as your vision can kind of see, you think it even there's even further down, maybe about 100 feet from you guys, another cavern and wall, and you look and you think what you see at the very end, whoa, is probably at about maybe 200 feet from you guys. And this is what sticks out, is this very large black tree. It just looks like it's dead, but it seems to be at the very far south wall here. But it's behind some walls and the branches and so on. But that's what you can see right now. And with that, Elle, you are up.
All right, so there's still 3 of these goblins up?
Yes, there's still 3 of the goblins up.
All right. And how far away are they?
From you, 20 feet from you right now.
Okay. All right, she'll fire at one of them.
Okay.
Oh, an 18 on the die.
That's gonna hit.
And 9 points of damage.
Look at that. Elle takes down an opponent. Woo! Elle kills a goblin. All right. Does Elle do anything else?
She's done it before. It's not her
I
first.
know. It's not her first.
So she's going to... Yeah, she's going to move... Is there... So this cavern opens up both directions from this opening?
Yeah, so this cavern opens up into a much larger room, probably. Like I said, it goes down eventually, probably about 200 feet. But going through the cavern is 20 feet. It kind of opens up into probably about a 40 to 50 foot chamber, if you go east to west in this room. And it, as I said, it goes, and this just breaks the walls and stuff. And it's kind of hard to picture the walls. You're getting a pretty good identification of where the walls are, but it's like I said, with all the plant life that's growing around here, and the colors, it's hard to make out.
She doesn't see any other twig critters.
Make a perception check.
Just a quick one, obviously. That is 19.
Okay, 19. Yeah, I mean, there could be, to be honest, and none of them seem to be moving, but there may be another a dozen bushes in this area that lead down about 100 feet that could be these or may not be these.
Okay, so she's gonna draw her shield.
Okay.
As her manipulated object, and she will, I guess, step back into this room a slight bit, make sure she's not in the way of anybody else's shot.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, Sasku, you are up.
Yay, finally. Can I go? So how much movement would it be to get to L?
You're really, you could base 10 feet and you're
Okay.
to L.
So I'll move to L, and then how many feet away is are the goblins?
It will be about 25 feet from you.
Okay. Have my short sword out, go up melee.
Okay, so you're going to go up
Because I
and
have 40 feet movement.
charge up to the
Yeah.
goblins. All right.
Okay. Short sword. 12's not going to hit.
No.
Fist. Is a 16 going to hit?
Yes, that 16 does hit.
For 7 points.
All right, so you just go up there and swing with your sword, miss it, but come back and just completely knock out the goblin. You hit him right in the jaw and he goes down.
He doesn't dead.
And with that, Dar, you are up. You're on mute, Dar.
Alright, so I'm how far away now?
For you, you could, you're basically about 25 feet from the goblins.
Okay, so I can move up next to Saskia and attack then.
Absolutely.
Cool. Then I will move right up next to Saskia and then I will attack.
All right.
I'm charging up with Gladys in my hands, even with her slightly charred handle, and try and take a swing at the nearest goblin's forehead, see if I can scalp him across the top here.
Okay.
And a natural 20 on the dice.
Oh, very nice.
And a 10 on the first damage dice, and the second damage dice is on the 2. So that's 12 plus 3 is 15 points damage.
All right. Yeah, you slice right on down that goblin there.
Sweet.
Very nice.
No goblins yelling. That's a good thing.
All right. So I believe that's all the goblins, right? Is that you got all 4 of them, right?
All 4 of them.
All right, perfect. So yeah, no goblins screaming, which is good. And then with that, we have a new round. Erebus, you are up.
Here is the boss.
You're on mute, Erebus.
Other than the shrubbery, no obvious targets, correct?
No, not at this time. Like I said, there's quite a few of these broken walls that, you know, a couple of them might be where you're at right now. Is like one's like 5 foot. There's another one off in the corner that's 8 feet, and then there's another 8 foot. So there's a variety of these broken walls, and maybe at one time this was part of the fortress that must have sunk below ground.
And any of those walls could serve as concealment.
Yes. Yep.
For an enemy. Okay. All right. Well, they can serve me too. So why don't you move me forward along the? I'll move 30. Try to hit some shadows. I'll use cunning action to hide.
Perfect.
So that's a natural 20. So it's a 25 on stealth.
Okay.
And then I'll move forward another 30 in stealth mode.
Okay. Perfect. So. So you move 30 feet up. I can have you run. You could run right behind a wall. You know.
Perfect. Yep, that's what I'll do. That sounds great.
All right. Perfect. And with that, let's see here. All right. With that, after you move down there, you see 2 more of these bushes, these branches, the twigs. Seem to come to life and scuttle towards the group. You see them actually. They didn't notice you, and they were both to the right of you, or to your left as you're coming down, to the east, I should just say. And they come and they're going after. They're really right by Dar and Saskia. So I will have 1 attack each. I'm going to have Dar attack first, and Saskia stepped out just for a moment. But it completely just tumbles over in front of Dar, just like a tumbleweed. And then, the other one takes a swipe at Saskia. However, it also just whiffs in the air. So,
For 30 points.
no, but 2 bushes, 2 of these twigs came to life right in by you and Dar. However, they both missed.
Wait, did one go after Dar?
One went after Dar,
Wait,
one went after you.
Can I use my reaction to attack it? It's my feet that I got. Remember?
What is it? What is this feat in reaction?
It's not on my, because I haven't gotten the new character sheet. It's wherever somebody within 5 feet of me is attacked, I can use my reaction to
When a
basically.
creature within 5 feet makes an attack against a target other than himself, he can make a reaction to make a melee weapon attack against it.
Okay, perfect. What's it called?
Centennial.
Okay, perfect.
Sentinel.
Probably Sentinel. Yeah.
All right,
Nice.
go ahead.
That's gonna hit. 21 total's gonna hit.
Yes, that'll hit.
For 5
Good
points.
job, Sasku.
All right, so you smash it, and some of the branches fall off of it. Okay, sorry, with your sword, you slice off some of the branches, and however, it still seems to be rolling around on the ground. Very nice. All right, and with that, Zazriel, you are up. I didn't skip you.
They're both next to each other, though?
The two branches, or your two friends.
Well, the two branches have to be next to each other if he was able to attack. So,
Yeah.
So I attack the branch. Both of them.
All right.
Only hunter's mark on one, though. The one fighting Saskia, because he probably won't be able to kill it.
All right.
That would be 14.
14, I believe is gonna hit. Yes, hits.
10 points of damage.
All right, so that one bursts, explodes into branches
What's
and
the one I
twigs.
Anytime, Saskia. You can thank me at any time. 20
20 hits.
for 11 points of damage.
All right, and that one cracks. All right. With that, Elle, you are up.
All right. She is going to step to where these guys are, sling her bow over her shoulder as her manipulate, and she's going to cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay, perfect. Very nice. So that gives you a
Don't
plus 10 on stealth.
Plus 10 on stealth for everyone who remains in the area around me.
Okay, perfect.
Don't you mean pass without a trace, Dan?
All right, so if you want, actually, Elle, then roll a stealth check for me.
Okay. And it's only friends.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Enemies don't get it. So stealth for me.
Yes, for you, since you're acting and moving up.
All right. Stealth brain. All right, that is 12 plus 10 plus
22.
10, so
Yep.
22.
Okay, perfect. Very nice. And then with that, what is the radius on that, Elle?
That is, I believe, 30 foot.
Okay, perfect.
So
So,
anyone within 30 feet of me.
Yeah.
And it so they can people can come in and out of it.
yeah, it's just within, as long as they're
as long-
by you.
As long
Yeah.
as they're within that. They can
Okay, perfect. Good. Nice. With that, Saskia, you are up.
I'll make a stealth check. Am I within the radius?
Yeah, so you moved right up to you and
Then-
Dar.
I'll make a stealth check and then I'll be ready for something comes at. So, plus, should I add my
Add
normal
10.
plus 10?
Add, yep, your normal. So like your normal, and then add
22
another 10.
total.
All right, perfect. All right, so
I
you're
disappeared.
quietly moving. You're just not disappearing. You're just not. You're not being heard. All right. So what do you do?
And I'll move to So does the corridor go down?
Yeah. So you see more of these bushes. Probably
So it's
another half a dozen of these bushes that haven't moved or anything.
I was gonna.
There's a couple walls. It opens up into where these other bushes are. It kind of closes about maybe 50 feet, then opens up into maybe about an 80-foot room. It continues down. If you can kind of picture this, it continues open into this cavern that's just going south. There's some walls further down, like I said, and then beyond that, it's about 25-foot opening, this cavern opening, and into this much larger chamber, even beyond cavern, and like I said, about 200 feet is this black, dead-looking tree that's against the wall, the southern
I
wall.
see Erebus moving through, right? Sneaking up.
I don't think you do.
I don't make
Well,
a
I saw
perception
her.
check.
Okay, I saw him leave. I mean,
Yes, you saw Erebus leave, but you probably don't see where Erebus is now.
no.
Okay.
But I
I
tell
was gonna make.
if I see him moving towards the way Erebus left, I'm gonna tell him to wait.
I was gonna just move to like the edge of the radius and make a quick.
Well, you wouldn't know what the edge of the radius is.
Well, I'll probably move like 10 feet forward then.
Okay, that's fine.
And then I'd make. Can I make just to check to see if any sudden movement of the bushes?
Oh yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
I have no clue what anything's happening.
All right. All right. Dar, what do you do?
Alright, oh god, I'm not muted. I think so any more of these things lying around to be swung at? Is that thing still in front of me that took a swing at me?
No, so Zazriel.
Your beautiful friend saved your life.
Yeah, Zazriel shot them both up, so they both exploded. As I said, there's another probably a little more than a half dozen of these other bushes. As you continue further south, and then there's even more, like I said, past this opening chamber. That's further down towards this dark black tree.
Well, time to make like a gardener and prune some bushes.
Okay.
How far do I have to move to get to the next set of bushes?
About 10 feet, actually. You can get to another, just one bush. So they're spaced out maybe 10 feet, 10 to 20 feet apart from each other throughout this large chamber here.
All right. Well, then I'll move the 10 feet to this one.
Okay.
I will swing on it.
All right. Make a move silently check for me too.
Who's moving silently?
You got stealth. Just
plus 10 on
yeah,
stealth.
plus
right
10
now.
on stealth.
Well, I rolled a natural 1.
All right. So you just goes clomping through on the branches.
I rolled a natural 1.
So,
Even
no.
Elven magic cannot help the stealth of a dwarf.
It muffles the stumpy bump.
And I swing for an 18 on the total.
All right, perfect. Yep. So you smash through the bushes, roll damage.
14 points of damage.
All right. So yeah. So it just seems to break apart these branches here. So they just all seem to falter onto the ground.
Okay, and then I will move 10 feet forward to the next one.
Okay. Yep. You can do
That's
that.
enough.
All right. Got you. All right. Perfect. All right.
Six.
That's Dar. So new round. Erebus, you are up. So you noticed, yep, you've seen the two that get destroyed behind you. And then there was the one that was to the east of you in the opening. You just saw Dar just strike it down. It didn't move or anything. However, there is one of these bushes that is next to this opening. So you can either go two directions here if you continue to move beyond this wall. One, you could go around towards Dar, the safe way, or you could actually if you wanted, you could move through this set of twigs or bushes. It hasn't moved yet, and there's. Like I said, you see about another half dozen still growing around this chamber on its way. Like I said, as you guys are going south towards this other opening.
So we're overall heading south. The big tree is to our south.
Yes. Yeah.
So I would like to angle towards one of the walls. I don't care whether that was the safe route or the not safe route.
It would be the not safe route.
That's just fine. I think I'm super stealthy right now, so I'm going to go ahead and do a double move. Because I just maintain the same stealth roll, correct?
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, just
so I'm on scene right now, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So go ahead.
Yep. Okay. Perfect. So yeah. So you'll move.
And I can move a full 60 there, I think. So.
Yeah. So if you want, you could move 60 feet by another wall. There isn't once again. So you go along this cavernous wall here. moving without a problem. You pass through the one bush. It doesn't seem to notice you or come to life or anything. You go by another one and the same thing. Doesn't come to life or anything or notice you. And you manage to get 60 feet down towards another set of walls, just almost, but this one's bigger than the one you were behind. The one you were behind was probably about 5 feet by 5 feet in a sense of like an opposite L. And this one is the same. This is one about 10 feet by 10 feet, an opposite L. In this case, though, too, the wall is taller. It's about 10 feet. So it's hard. If you go stand like against it, which you can, or you can just keep using the wall. You don't even have to because you're hiding so well. There is another bush on the west side, once again, like you just passed by, that's also blocking this part of this cavern. But once again, you could go by it, but not yet. You basically get 60 feet down there. I just want to kind of...
Okay, and I'd like to do just a quick reactive perception, just to see. That was pretty good, actually. So that's a 20. Just to see if I see anything else. Like, I'm looking for not goblins, not bushes. Any other creatures or movement or anything else there?
No, you can't see. The problem is once you kind of get down here, what you're getting closer to this opening, it seems like there's what might have stood of a tower wall that's almost blocking some of your vision. There's one part of the cavernous wall. It's almost in a sense the cavernous wall is here, and then beneath in this other this larger chamber that's opening up, there is a tower wall. So it's really hard to make up how you're coming down to see if there's anything by this tree at all. Where you're...
And would there be a way to get a better angle from another side, or will I have to just get to the other side of that wall?
You think, with your 20, to be honest, you're probably going to have to either, get beyond that tower wall, or maybe you'd still have, no matter what, you're going to have to come into this the second southern part of this chamber. You probably think the other's opposite side would give you a better angle than the one you're coming. But, who knows, if you move another 60 feet, you might be good enough to see it. If you get past this tower wall, you think with that, once you get past the tower wall, you probably have a better vision of the tree.
Okay, sounds good. I'll just keep going.
Okay.
Thanks.
And with that... All right, so...
Which badges come into life?
With that, where Dar is, where he went to, where one of these twigs, still standing over it, it comes to life and swings at Dar. And hits him actually this time, and just scrapes you right on the stomach here for 3 points of damage. Dar, so I have you at -4.
Yep.
And with that as well, 3 others. So the one by Erebus, but Erebus didn't notice the Erebus, comes over to Dar as well, and takes a swipe with its twig.
Am I?
You're 10 feet
from Dar.
from Dar, yeah, and scrapes at your head. What is your AC, Dar? I'm sorry. 14. That is going to miss.
Oh.
And but however, 2 others come to life as well, and they also come on Dar. So Dar's getting surrounded by these branches. So he has 4 of these twig blights on him. And this one hits once again in the stomach, and this is he's gonna take another 5 points of damage. Just slashes you right in the stomach. So I have you at -9. And then the last one, it strikes down with its twig. Oh, hits you again. And this one slashes right at your foot. And man, am I rolling great on a D4 for damage, I tell you. And you now are minus 14. As it's just scratching him up. These couple of these plants are scratching him up.
I think we know what they're doing.
Whatever you did to these goblins, these trees don't like you, man.
They're wrapping around your leg and.
Yeah, exactly. All right, with that, Zazriel, you see this.
Got one.
There's mark on one. And there's
All
mark on the
right.
other. Natural 20.
Ooh, natural 20.
Ooh, nice.
14 points of damage.
All right, so one explodes. With 3 left.
23.
That hits.
Or 7 points of damage.
7. That also explodes another one.
Dwarves always needing to be saved.
Do you move up at all, or do you stay where you're
Your
at?
health, Lance.
Well, how far away is it? Like it's like
So
200-foot cavern.
they've moved up.
Like 40 feet.
Yeah, a good 40 feet from you.
I'm still can reach them. I'll move like 10 feet up.
Okay, all right. So I just they'll have you like at the base of the beginning of that cavern. So you're still in the main room, but right at the wall, or would have been
Yeah, I don't
wall.
want to go in there.
Perfect.
I can still reach 150 feet.
Yeah. All right, Elle, you are up. You're on mute.
I just watched Dar get slashed up by several of these.
Yeah, so 4 of them just surrounded him and slashed at him, hit him a couple times in the stomach and the foot, and he's bleeding, not bloody, but bleeding. And then Zazriel quickly shot 2 of them and they exploded. So he still has 2 on him.
Okay, so she's gonna step to him, to his side,
Okay.
and she's drawing her sword short as she does. She says, "Try to keep quiet. We'll take care of your wounds in a second." And an 18 on the die
That hits.
for 5 points.
All right, it's still up.
Bummer.
So branches fall off of it, but it still maintains its structure.
Right.
All right, Elle, do anything else?
So she's, yeah, I mean, is she able to essentially provide a little, she's just going to stand, shoulder to shoulder with him.
Okay, yep, perfect. Yep, no problem.
From getting as many attacks.
All right, Saskia, you are up.
Can I move in between the 2 branches?
No, they're on him. They're basically one's in front of him and one's on his side. And
But
so
can I be in range of all 3 of them, including Dar?
there's only 2 branches.
I know, but I want to be like next to Dar too.
You can move next to Dar. I mean, we could say you could. What you could do is go wide a little bit and come behind him, and then be, not flanking Dar,
attack
but
just
you
branches,
could
man.
attack both branches.
Okay, yeah,
Can hit
because I want to
both
be
of them.
next
I
to
know
Dar.
what you want to do, but yes, just
So,
attack their branches.
sword on the actually I'm gonna do the fist on the injured one first.
All right.
Nope.
All right.
Sword on the injured one. That's gonna hit because the 20's gonna hit for 7 points.
All right. So crack. You crack through that one with the sword and bust that open. So there's only one left. And Dar, you are up.
Didn't know there was so much love in this group. Let's get rid of this last one. I'll take a swing with Battle Axe Gladys and see if you can prune this tree branch a little bit.
All right.
And that is a 11 on the dice plus 5 is 16
That hits.
for 14 points of damage again.
All right. Yeah. So perfect. Smash. It goes smashing apart, and they're all gone here.
And which direction was anybody else going? Is there anybody that I know that
In the sense, the group.
Yeah.
Everybody seems, because you have no idea where Erebus is. So the only thing that you think you're leading the group. You have Elle right next to you, and Sasku right next to you, and then about 40 feet behind you is Azrael, who's been lighting off arrows. So just so you understand, there's another bush from you, probably about 15 feet to the southwest of you, and then there's another one about 10 feet beyond that, and there's another one against the wall, and there's a couple more leading into this chamber, this next
Is that
chamber.
getting me closer to that big tree that's at the
Yeah.
middle of the chamber?
Yep.
Where the chamber where it's at?
Yeah, you're just
Okay.
you guys are continuing to move that way. So
Alright, so Dar says, "Follow me, boys and girls," and he moves up to the next bush.
okay, perfect. I got you here. All right.
I'll just follow the path.
Yeah, the path is just shredding them. All right, with that, it's a new round. All right, Erebus, you are up.
All right. And so I'm gonna try to move. It wasn't totally clear, but can I get beyond that next wall? The one that's blocking my view.
Yeah. So if you once again skirt around, you skirt around another one of these bushes that doesn't seem to be moving or seems to realize you're even there.
So far, has every bush actually been animated? There's been none that I've gone past that have not, in later seconds, turned into a creature?
That is correct. Yeah,
Right,
because
right.
you've watched this, you've seen him move, and you're like, oh, I went right by that, it didn't do nothing to me, and went by that one and that one. So you went by 3 of them, or not, and 2 of them you went by close, but there was another one, third one that was probably about 15 feet from you. That all those seem to converge on Dar just a couple seconds ago.
All right, so I'm going to slow this down a little bit. Let me just move 30 feet and then use a full perception. I don't know how far 30 gets me.
If you skirt around there, not a problem. So you go ahead and then go ahead and do a perception check.
Okay, sounds good. Natural 20.
Oh,
Wow.
perfect.
I'm on fire
Okay.
today. 26.
All right. So you get around to the other side of this wall, to the edge. You're still on this cavern wall, this west cavern wall, hidden really well. There is a bush once again next to you, and then there's another bush about 10 feet in front of you. However, there is a gap. So you have this tower wall, this partial destroyed tower, but then there's about a 8-foot gap between what looks like probably another part of this wall, but the gap's big enough for you to see this tree now, this dead black tree, just with branches sticking out. There's no life whatsoever. However, there are 4 figures in front of this tree that currently is standing. One, there is. It looks like, and with the illumination of this room, what you're gonna at least see this, and so your dark vision's not even, in none of your guys' dark vision really comes into play here. But
It's not needed.
It's not needed, exactly. So you see, first off, this figure with a sickle, a black sickle in his hand. And it's probably about 5 feet, maybe 5'4", somewhere in that, hooded in black. And it seems to be standing in front of this tree. But looking at your guys' direction, like looking, almost waiting to see what's coming through. And next to him, it looks to be like a human male, rather tall, maybe 6 foot tall, probably a fighter type. He's wearing scale mail, has a short sword. But the one thing you notice is that his skin is not of flesh, but almost of like bark.
Oh wow.
And next to, and then on the other side of this, so he's on his the right shoulder of this figure in black. To the left of this figure in black, there is a female, and she is wearing she has a robe on, a blue robe. However, it's been shredded, and it's almost it's like half of a robe, like the whole, almost like a skirt with just a one shoulder, like it's been torn up, like she's just half clothed. However, her skin is also of this bark. And then right next to her, there's this giant green toad.
What?
Giant green toad. Is a toad, yes, a frog, a big frog. It seems to be right next to him. And it seems like they're in a bigger clearing. Like I said, you see a couple of these bushes along the way to get to this opening, this 8-foot opening. But in this clearing, there doesn't look to be like any of the bushes, at least in what you can see. Like, so you think if you and they're about probably about 40-50 feet from you.
Okay.
That's where they're standing in front of this tree.
Okay, and I'll let you move on in a second, but do I think I have ingested any sort of fungus that would make me be hallucinating a giant green toad?
Make an intelligence check.
Exactly. Natural 20 again.
Yeah, so you don't think even though you're like kind of nauseated with the colors, like it's watching, just imagine you're at Avatar, in 3D, and that's kind of what you have, but maybe, you're at maybe at 6D instead of 3.
Almost completely.
So a little sickening, you get a little nausea, but you don't think like it's affecting, like you're sure that that's a giant frog. So,
all right, so two humans. The female was human?
Looked human, but other than their skin is like bark. So something's not right with either of these two people.
And do they all seem alert and like they're watching back to our direction?
It seems more like probably the most alert is the frog and whatever this figure in black seem to be the most alert.
Alright, I guess I'm done. Keep moving.
Alright.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. And so with that,
people who live in Seattle wrote this, right?
I think so. With that, Dar, where you you didn't move up, did you, or did you stay?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Why did?
All right, that's right, you did. I had you move to this bush. I got it here now. I got it on my
said,
map.
follow me, boys and girls, and move forward.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I got distracted with the giant frog. All right.
So did I.
And so this branch, this twig that's in front of you, swipes right at your left leg, and you now take another 2 points of damage as it cuts through to your skin. So I have you at minus 16.
Okay.
And then 3 others of these plants. One that comes from around the wall here that you kind of didn't notice. Comes for you, and there's another one about 5 feet from it comes forward, and then 2 others that seem to be in the second half of this chamber that you're getting very close to. They seem to come to life and move to you. So you have once again 4 of these twig blights on you, and one already went. The other one here that came around the wall is going to miss you as it strikes at your hand. And then the next one, however, that came up just takes his strike right down your body, and slashes through your armor again, and you take another 3 points. So I have you now at minus 19.
Yep.
And then the last one that came through from the south as well. Man, I am. What's your AC?
14.
14. Oh,
What?
yeah. Yeah, you're just like my
Dwarves kill trees all
pincushion.
the time.
Yes, this is just coming back to the dwarves, and this one strikes you right on the forehead with its branch and just cuts open your skin again, and you take another 4 points damage. What did Dar do that has got these trees up in a roar? So I have you at minus 22 now.
Probably pissed on one last night.
Yeah, I've been trying to tell people, but I didn't want to listen.
So once again, Elle and Sasku and Zazriel, you see these, these twigs of these twig blights have just converged all on Dar here. Zazriel, you are up.
Same thing. I shoot 3 times twice.
I quickly said to Dar, next time stay by me.
21
That hits.
for 15 points. Of
All right,
damage.
bash. That one bursts
Okay?
into branches.
Don't go ahead. I can protect you.
26
That
for
hits.
8 points of damage.
All right, and once again another one. Bust open.
Can you keep the trees off you for a little bit?
All right, so now do you stay put or are you moving up at all?
He moved up, what, 25 feet?
Well, he's right now he's about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. He's about 70 feet now in front of you. He's about and he's about another
Move up 25.
20, maybe about 30 feet to the entrance.
Move up 20.
Okay, move up. Perfect. All right, Elle, you are up.
All right, so Dar is not immensely ahead of me, right? 30 feet,
No, he's only like 15 feet in front of you.
15 feet.
Yeah, Dar. Yeah, he says 15.
So she's gonna walk up there. She's reaching into her healer's kit,
All right.
a pile of the herbs she got from the goblins and had mashed into a poultice.
Okay.
And reach into the cut through his armor in his belly and shove her hand into there and manipulate it and say, "Come on now, this wasn't the main idea. Don't go charging forward if you don't have to."
Okay, so first off, he's not wearing any armor. He's got a fur vest on, so you're rubbing on his bare belly. And he's like, "That feels really good, baby. Keep it up." Keep it up.
All right, so he heals up 13 points.
Oh wow, very nice.
Man, does that feel good. You can rub on me anytime you want.
Don't waste it.
All right, got it. Very nice.
Perfect. Beautiful. So I'm at minus 9, right?
Yep, that's correct. All right,
Beautiful.
great job, Elle. All right, and do you do anything else? That's probably it.
She's again, once she's done that, she's gonna have to, or she would have had to actually put her sword away. So she's just defending herself.
Okay. All right, Saskia, you are up.
I'm gonna do what I did last time. You have to reach both of them. First sword swipe.
That's not how it works.
18 on the
That
die.
hits.
Good
Dealing
job, Sasku.
6 points.
All right, so you crack into it. However, it still remains up.
12 on the die, so it's gonna be an 18 total
That'll hit.
for 6 more points.
All right, and so yep, so that one cracks that and busts that. So there's just one left now.
Yep, and then I'm gonna be done.
All right, Dar,
and I
you.
also say to Dar,
Yeah.
stay here, okay? Stay by me.
All right. All right.
Stay away. You're the one wearing a dress.
All right, Dar, you are up.
It's better than nothing.
I love it. Everyone babying Dar.
Right, the barbarian.
Exactly.
Oh, gotta love it.
God, they don't like your smell. Get back here.
They killed everything in front of me now?
No, there's still one in front of you.
Cool, I'm gonna swing on it. Trim a few more branches if I can. Oh, come on now. That is a 10 plus 5 is 15.
That's gonna hit.
And a max damage of 15 points.
Oh wow! So yeah, you smash right through it. It breaks open. Twigs are all flying around. So very
How
nice.
far are we from the tree and the man and the
Well,
wonderfully large toad inside?
however, you don't. Only Erebus saw those. You don't see those.
Okay.
But you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. You are about 70 feet away from the tree.
Okay. And what is in front of me for trees?
There's the next bush. There's another bush. There's a couple by these what it looks like a broken tower. Once a tower. One is to the southwest, 10, 20, about 25 feet, and then there's one a little bit to the southeast, and that's 10, 20, 25. So both of them are they're spread out, but they're both about 25 feet. One's to the west entrance of this, looks like a broken tower wall, and the other one is to the east side of the broken tower.
And there's nothing right in the middle between them.
In between them is nothing other than the tower itself. You can go towards the tower, but right between them, and neither of them would. You could basically be like 15 feet in front.
But in order to get in, I gotta go through one side or the other. Is that right?
It looks like you could manage to actually. There's a break in the tower, so you could actually probably move right on into the tower. You're just not sure, to be honest, if the tower is whole on the other side or not. But you can move into what looks like was once a tower, but you're just not sure if the whole wall is formed or anything. You see a gap there, and you'll see another gap, but it's right by a bush.
Okay, but the thing is, what I'm trying to visualize here is where this tower is in relation to that tree. Then I'm missing something.
The tower is still the tree is like I said, 70 feet from you. This tower wall is about 25 feet in front of you.
So the tower wall is between me and the tree.
That is correct.
But I do have to get through the tower to get to the tree.
You have to go around the tower to get to the tree.
Or
Yeah.
in and through it, one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's just a wall. It's not an actual tower, right?
No, it's just ruined wall. That's all it is. It's just ruined wall.
Oh, I move up to the wall, straight between these things where there's that crack that you're talking about to try and get through. I want to go up to the wall without going through it and kind of look through that crack and see what's on the other side of this wall.
Okay, yeah, so you can move. That's, like I said, 25 feet. There is still one of these bushes that's about 8 feet from you, from this, on the east side. And sure enough, there is an opening on the other side. It looks like, this was maybe a tower at one time, a small tower. However, it's in ruin. And sure enough, it is open on the other side. And now in front of this tree, you saw what I just described to Erebus. This toad, this figure in black robes with a sickle, and then the two wood-like bark skin humans.
Do I hear him getting close?
Oh yeah, you definitely you would see him too. I mean, you'd see him go by you in a sense that when he comes.
So he's ahead of me now.
Yeah, he comes tromping by you, but he's still about. When he comes tromping by you, he's probably about 20 feet from you to the east. You're on the west wall, and he comes tromping on by. And you see him clear as day. I mean, he hasn't been quiet at all, making noise the whole time.
No problem. That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm assuming I haven't seen him either, right?
You have no idea about Erebus. None at all.
Right. That's what I thought. I have no idea. So I'm just moving ahead thinking that I'm leading the party to a battle and victory.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yup, you're just like, there we go, yay.
Charge the light brigade!
I'm not dealing with that anymore, man. I'm trying
Well, that's the end of my action. That's what I can do.
Perfect. 1 sec. I'm just getting some stuff set up here. All right, and then so with that, it's a new round, and at the start of the round, this figure in black, he's like he says, stop this! Why don't you see the beauty here? What are you doing? Just leave us. And with that, Erebus, you are up.
This figure in a black hood looks like me with a black sickle.
Yeah, but like he's not. Yeah, I would say probably like you. I mean, he's in black robes, hooded. So right now you don't see his face or anything or features. I mean, you'll see that it's human. Whatever it is, it has flesh-like skin. It's not bark skin like the others. And has this sickle, in his right hand.
Okay, and he's saying how beautiful this is, and why would we?
Yeah. Yep.
What are we doing?
What are you doing?
And, was he directing that towards the middle or
towards Dar?
All right. So I think I'm gonna take a shot here.
Okay.
You said they're 40 feet from me, I think. Is that right?
10, 20, 30, 40, about 50 feet, really, from you, I would say.
Okay. Either way, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, more like 60. Yeah.
And Dar is how far from them, do I think, roughly?
Dar, yeah, he's about 45 feet.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna ready. I'm just gonna keep watching. I'm gonna ready to shoot as soon as those guys move or Dar comes into view.
Okay.
Is that reasonable? Okay.
Yep.
It's not going into view first.
And with that, all right. So with that, the twig blight that's right behind Dar comes towards him and takes another swing at him. This one comes and takes a swing at him here, but misses. And then another one, and this one is in front of you, that actually is kind of blocking your view a little bit to the 4. Moves also, so now you have a clear shot without a doubt on the 4 Erebus, and he goes and also moves to Dar. However,
wait, I'm sorry. Say it again. Someone started to move towards Dar.
Another one of the twig blights that.
I don't care about the twig.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. It moves and swats down on the right arm of Dar, and so Dar, you take another 3 points of damage, so I'll be at minus 12.
These twigs are doing a number on Dar.
Azrael's just clapping.
At least I know what I'm supposed to. I'm a meat shield, right?
Is he still naked, Bill? Is that why he's getting hit?
He just has a bear skin on. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Okay. So just so you guys understand, I am wearing on my neck a choker necklace of bear teeth and claws. On my head, I have a black leather bandana. On my shoulders, I'm wearing this, or my body, I'm wearing a gray leather breeches with a vest made from the pelt of a black bear. I got a black leather belt, and I've got black leather calf-length moccasins on. So I'm not naked.
So like a girl at the strip club.
Wow. I guess if that's the girls you're into, Bill.
Mind you, you probably never even been in a school. All right, so
You don't know what he's been to in Canada.
that's true. All right, and then another twig blight. It actually goes into the tower and goes right in front of Dar, and also takes a swipe with its branch. And once again, just slices your stomach open wide. So just the wound that L just cured up gets broken. The seal gets broken, and you take 5 points, and you're now minus 17. So Dar, just the wound that L cured just completely just opens back on up here. With that, Jazz.
I could use some more of that friendly rubbing of yours. I didn't even try to move to one of these damn things. They still come to me. They must love my charm.
2 of them, right?
So you can get 2 of them because the other one's directly in front of Dar, and you're not going to be able to get at that one.
14.
14 does hit.
For 12 points of damage.
All right, so that one bursts.
So I can't get the other one, you said?
You can get there's 3 of them.
Oh, there's 3.
There's one on each flank of him and one in front.
Okay. 19.
Yeah, that hits.
Only 4 points.
All right, crack. But that one's still.
And I move up 30 feet.
All right, so you jog on up 30 feet. Perfect. And with that, the human in scale mail with a long sword now starts moving, and so if you want to act here, Erebus, starts to move towards Dar, and you have a chance to get a shot at him right now, or he's gonna basically be hidden behind that wall.
I'm gonna. Someone roll a die for me.
Okay.
Let's see. Who knows? Bill, you gotta help me here because I remember.
I'll roll.
3.
All right, I'm gonna wait.
Okay. All right. So he starts moving. But he'll end up getting to and so he goes out of your sight, Erebus. But Dar, you see him. He's on the opposite side. He moves to the opposite side of this tower opening as he has his sword, and you see what looks to be once a human, but has now the skin of bark, and he stands ready with his long sword. He almost make a perception check, Dar.
Oh, 17 on the die, plus 3 is 20.
Okay, that's good. You almost feel like something's not right about him. Like his eyes are glassed over, like they're white. So there's something not quite right with this humanoid that looks like a tree.
Does he look pale? Does he look?
Well, like I said, his skin is more bark. It's almost like wood, but his eyes are glassed over like white. His eyes are like white, like just a glazed white, a puffy white.
Okay.
So, and then with that, L, you are up.
All right. So we still see there's still one twig.
Yeah, the one twig, but it's in front of Dar, but Dar is at this tower wall, so it's almost in a sense it has some basically some cover where it's at.
Twig.
Yeah.
And then, do I see some sort of figure appearing as well?
Yeah, make a perception check, quick perception.
23.
Yeah, so you saw, you just see a glimpse. You don't have, in a sense, that full description what I just gave Dar, but you definitely saw some sort of humanoid figure seem to, like, get into this doorway, but that's all you can manage to make out. It must be a a man size, about 6 foot tall humanoid, but you just can't make anything else out. Maybe the scale mail, but not even a weapon or the face stuff yet.
But some sort of figure is presenting
Yeah,
itself there.
yeah. From where you're at,
Not familiar to my group. So
No.
So she will close the distance.
Okay, so you move on up.
Yep, she's gonna move on up. She's pulling her short sword, and she'll say, "Dar, you should back up right now. I don't have endless ways to keep you standing."
And I'll give you, if you want to swing, you can swing with your short sword on the twig blight here. You'll be able to do that. It's
All
just
right. So she
more
will.
with a missile weapon that you'd have.
She'll swing down on it. Yeah,
Okay.
she's got her sword. So, nope, she's gonna hit shit.
All right, perfect. Okay, what does he do? Yeah, I think he stays where he's at for now. All right, he's not gonna do nothing. He's so this figure once again. I don't want to cause you any harm, dwarf. You should just leave. You and your friend should just leave. Just leave me and my garden alone. This beautiful place here. Just please, just turn around and leave, and that will be the end of it. I don't want to cause you any harm, but I will if I have to.
Your garden's the one attacking me.
Because you're entering it. Just leave my garden, and they won't attack you anymore. With that, Sasku, you are up.
Oh, do I hear that voice?
Yeah, absolutely. You hear this voice.
I would charge it. I have 80 feet of movement on a charge, and I'm going to charge with my longsword.
Okay, so you're charging around the tower wall towards the voice in the tree. All right, hold on. I'm going to see if you're going to even make it there. But 10.
Do we have charge still?
30. No, he's just running his double movement. He's not going to, yeah. There is no charge anymore.
Oh.
So do you want to stop with that, or are you still moving towards this figure?
Would I make it to him?
You don't know. You can. You think
Yeah.
so? You think
Yeah,
you can?
I'll try and make it to him.
All right. So yeah. So you go. And Erebus, you see him run right by you as he runs through that opening, and
I'm getting ready to shoot if he makes it.
yeah, he's gonna make it there. He's gonna make it right in front of this figure with the sickle. You're probably close to 80 feet, 70 feet of your movement.
Can't attack.
No,
Wait,
you
bonus
can't
action.
attack.
Bonus action. Don't I have my bonus action? Because it only uses your action to dash.
No.
Most of those bonus actions to hit, you require that you attack first.
Yeah.
It's like when you take an attack action as a bonus.
A
You
bonus.
can look it up for
Yeah.
you. I'm guessing.
But usually that's the case. Is that if once you attack, the bonus action is a second attack. But you have to make the first attack to get that bonus action for an attack. That's, I think, in most cases. I don't know any that's
Billy's
different.
checking right
We'll
now.
check. We'll come back. But
I
you're
will-
right there.
I will help a monk out though and take a shot over his shoulder as he comes in.
Okay, so who are you shooting at? The frog, the man in black, or the woman in bark?
I don't even believe that the frog exists, so
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot at the guy in black.
All right, perfect.
That too, I'm assuming he's closing with, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
All right.
He said that he was
All
going
right.
for that
He has
voice.
90 points to take the dodge action.
All right. So that is not a great shot, but 16.
Okay, that hits.
What does that do?
Oh, thank God. So that's
Ah!
9, 11, and 3, 14 points.
All right, nasty. All right.
And then I will.
Why are you doing this?
In fact, I will. I'll take my cunning action to reach stealth, Bill.
All right.
So know what it does, even if you
So there's a wall, a big wall I can hide between, right?
Yeah, if you move up to that tower wall, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll move wherever I need to, and then I'll use that cunning action again to stealth up. And I got another natural 20, man.
Jeez.
Back into the darkness.
Yeah, you're on fire. Jeez.
That's crazy, dude.
I know, I'm on fire today. Where was this on Saturday? You'd be alive.
Yeah, because it makes them have a disadvantage.
Alright.
If they're attacking. So you take the dodge action.
There we go. Alright.
They're all gonna attack.
Perfect.
You really don't want the dodge action?
I just normally don't use it.
Your choice. You can just get attacked.
Alright. That is Sasku.
You're not gonna use it.
Alright, Dar, you are up.
Not this round.
Dar, you're on
Why
mute.
not? This is the only round to use it.
Okay. Alright, let it go.
I'll use it then.
Dar, you are up.
I got too many pages up here on my computer. Alright. So, I've got this guy in front of me.
Yes, you got this,
I've got a
Elder,
twig in front of me and
Yeah.
that other guy, right?
yep, you have the twig in front of you, and then about 10 feet in front of you is about 10 to 15 feet on the other opposite side of this tower wall where there's another opening towards the tree, and the rest of this group is this bark-skinned human and scale mail with a long sword and glazed eyes.
Alright. Well, I'm not raging, so I don't need to worry about needing to jump forward. I will swing on this crystalline tree in front of me that just bit me.
Okay.
See if I can. That's a 14.
14 hits.
Oh, okay. Then that is 12 points.
Alright, so it cracks. Pop. Gone.
Okay. But I am not going to move forward because Sugar Plum next to me has asked me not to. So.
Alright.
Oh, look at that teamwork.
I'm going to stand next to Sugar Plum in the opening and try to protect her from whatever's coming through. And hopefully she'll give me a little more of that love and rubbing.
Alright, perfect. Alright, so that's Dar. Alright. So this female that is this wooden female she also Sasku has glazed over eyes. However, she raises her hand and 3 magic missiles come out of her hand, darts.
Wow.
And hit you.
See that one roll.
You guys saw the email?
Do I see that happen?
Yeah, probably. Make a perception check. You, Erebus, you see this for sure.
No, I don't see shit.
Okay.
I rolled a 3 on the dice. I got a total of 6.
Alright, and so with that, Sasku, you take 8 points of damage.
I'm already -7.
Yep, so you're now minus 15.
Yeah, slightly under half my hit points.
And then also, right then, the frog
Uh-oh.
shoots out its tongue at you.
I'm gonna smack it. Do I get a save on this? Cause it's, do I get a dex?
No, you don't get a save
It's
on
flicking its tongue
this.
at me. Can I dodge this thing? Like,
That's what your AC's for.
That's, your armor class.
Thank you,
What's
15.
15, yeah, so the tongue comes out, slaps you just right on your foot, and you're going to take 4 points of damage.
Ew, disgusting. Disgusting.
And then I'm going to need you to make a...
There's that save you wanted.
I'm going to need you to make a athletics. You have athletics, right?
I should.
Athletics check.
But I don't. It's not on.
Okay.
A 4? Oh.
All right, make a roll.
15 total.
All right, so it tries to wrap its tongue around your
I
foot,
just kick it.
but it slings back. Yeah, you managed to just kick it off of it. So
Disgusting.
yeah. All right, perfect. And with that, Erebus, you are up. It is a new round.
Yeah.
You stepped away. It looks like she'll be back in a second.
I did step away. I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. No.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to poke my cloaked head up and take a shot at the figure in black.
All right.
Assuming that's still in range and no problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're about 40 feet from him now.
Perfect. So I'll take my shot. Then help out Sasku. All right, 21, no problem.
Oh yeah, that hits.
11, so 14 points.
Jeez, nice. All right. Yeah.
And,
it hurts. Stop.
this time it grazes the top of his head, leaving a nice little streak on his head.
He's bleeding.
And then I'm going to use my cunning action to once again duck down and hide, and I'll move to a new position if that's possible.
Yeah, if you want, actually what you could do is run across this 8-foot gap to get to the other side of this. Like, it seems like there's a wall. Like, this is probably, and there's another gap on the other side where you could come and shoot out to either that side or this side. So
perfect. All right, perfect. I'm going to do that. So I'll do another stealth roll here. So not a 20 this time. So 18 total.
Okay, perfect. Nice. All right. And with that... All right. That one. All right.
Ready to kick some butt. I'm amazing. Kick some butt.
All right. So the twig blights, the wrath of the twigs on Dar. So yeah. So once again, so you have the one that's in front of you still.
I killed it.
Oh, did you? That's right, you did. But it's no worries. Another one comes in its place. What's your AC again?
14.
Oh man, that's right. I just love asking that. Just love asking it. So yep, it hits you in the right hand. I gotta just
Told you I wanted that shield.
I gotta put your AC here. AC.
Shield, there were 2 bugbears with chain shirts back there.
Yeah.
And so you're minus 19 points there, and then another one comes to your left flank.
These things are just endless. Like,
Who's on my left? Where's Sugar Plum?
She's on your right flank. However, this one swipes and just misses your foot as it comes down. With that, Zazriel, you are up.
So is there just one on them or just 2? Or 2?
You once again you can only see the one because you see it, but you can't get a good shot at it because of its positioning. But you can shoot at the one on its left flank.
But I can shoot at the other one just to be it.
Yeah, the cover. Yeah, it's got cover.
And I shoot at both.
Damn things are like crabgrass.
100 marks the one I can see.
All right. Yeah.
14.
That's gonna hit.
So 8 points damage.
All right, so that bursts, splits up.
The one that's hard to hit. 20 to hit.
20. Yeah, that's gonna do it.
For 7 points of damage.
All right, so yeah, an arrow just comes right between L and Dar, right at Dar's head, basically, right by Dar's head and the waist of L, and just hits this twig blight and it blasts, bursts open.
And then I'll move up 30 feet.
All right, and so you move up another 30 feet. All right, perfect. And with that, now...
So, like, let me get this straight. So, the dwarf and L are right in front of the castle wall.
Yeah, and this broken tower
wall.
Yeah.
And then the monk is all the way in there.
Yeah, so you saw Sasku running.
Like a bad man idiot.
Yeah, just taking a full charge when he heard the voice of this person. Just basically.
Just wanted to make sure that was the case.
Yeah.
I thought it was, but.
Yeah. And now this man and this human in with the bark skin and scale mail now steps forward and is swinging at Dar here.
What?
However, I am gonna miss him, believe it or not. Jeez, how do I miss Dar? Man, that's the only way I do. Wow, I roll a 7 on the die and miss Dar. Jeez, 8 or better, I hit him. It's just crazy. All right, so
Hilarious.
all right, and with that, Elle, you are up. So now you see this human with the glazed eyes take a swing and just misses Dar, his left leg. What do you do?
All right, so glazed eyes and odd skin.
Yeah, bark skin. Yeah, you definitely now it's bark skin.
Wearing scale mail.
Yep, scale mail and swinging down on a long sword.
Does it look like the scale mail we already found?
No, this does not. This does not have that H emblem on it at all. No.
Okay. She's suspicious, but that's about all. But so she can see this guy. He's standing pretty much toe to toe.
Yeah, right in front of Dar. Yeah.
Right in front of Dar. I'm next to him.
Yeah.
She's going to. And she sees Zaz is approaching and Sasku's on the other side, right?
Yeah. You know, Sasku has basically made its way in front of this black robed figure, and Zaz is probably now about 20 feet behind you guys.
She just says, "I think we need to go after this Belak. I don't think this is him." And so there's but I'm not being threatened by this guy?
No, at least at this point, it seems like he's going for Dar.
Right, but I can move.
No, I mean, he could, because you're right there, he could swing down on you. He could, yeah.
All right.
I'd give him a minus, you have cover, but he could swing.
Gotcha. She's going to say, let's go around and get to this caster, this or whatever he is. And so she's gonna step away from him.
Okay. So I'll just make it. Yeah, what's your AC? L, what's your
AC?
L, what's your AC?
17 normally.
Okay, yeah, so it swings, he swings down with the sword, but he seems to scrape the tower and misses you. So do you go around the wall then? Is that what your intent, to move 30 feet?
Around the wall and get toward who she thinks is Belak.
Okay, yeah, so...
I'm not talking, so...
Yeah. So you you move 30 feet, just so you know, and you get around this, the wall here. You see Sasku there in front of them with, as I said, what you think Belak is this humanoid in black with a frog and this female with bark skin. Right now, you, after 30 feet of movement, you're still about 20 feet from them.
Okay. And she will. Yeah. So as she rounded the corner, she's gonna Yeah, she's going to sheathe her sword.
Okay.
Your favorite thing to do. She's going to, once she sees, she thinks Belak, she's going to try to hit him with guiding bolt.
Okay, go ahead. That's just a hit from your point, right?
That's a hit. Yep. So AC 20.
Oh yeah, that's hits.
So come on, baby. That'll help. 19 points.
Whoa, are you kidding me?
46. I just rolled 2 5s, a 6, and a 3.
Ooh, jeez. All right, so how do you finish Belak there, El?
Wow. Nice.
Jeez.
She just says, "Stop your foul attack on the citizens and the Hercules!" And she just
All right, very nice. And blasts it with his bolt, and his body goes limp and just falls down onto the ground. His hood seems to come off, and he's balding. And he has pointed ears. It looks like that he could been an elf. But it's odd that he seems disfigured, and he's bald as well, and you just don't see that many bald elves either.
I try not to.
And so very nice. And with that, Sasku.
Was that the one in front of me that he took down?
Yeah. He just took it down.
Okay. Is there?
So you have the frog, and then this female that shot the magic missile.
I'm going for the female. Okay. Am I within 40 feet of the female?
You're
Okay,
literally
I'll go up to it.
10
First,
feet from her.
Sword.
5 feet from her, actually.
10's not gonna hit her.
No, that doesn't hit her.
Oh, that's cool.
17 on the die.
That hits
max
her.
damage with the fist. So that would be 8 points. He comes around with the second fist using 1 key point.
All right.
Is an 18 gonna hit?
Yes.
Or 6 more points.
All right. She seems to go down. Like she's knocked. Like she just falls to the ground unconscious.
Just knocked her out cold.
Very nice. And with that, Dar, you are up. You're on mute, Dar.
It won't protect you from the shrubs.
I don't have a shrub in front of me, do I? Or do I?
Yeah. No, not in front of you. You just have.
Off to the
No, you
side of
took
me, or did somebody take care of that one?
No, you took him down, right?
Scale mail guy?
No, the scale mail guy's in front of you. That's it.
Right, just the guy in scale mail.
Yeah.
I took down the other two.
Yeah.
I just took down a caster.
I am going to. I'm tired of getting nailed like this, and Sugar Plum left his side, so he's gonna give it out a growl like a bear, and he's gonna rage, and then he's going to attack.
Okay.
And that's an 18 on the die, so plus 5 is 23.
That hits.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of damage.
All right, and he seems to all of a sudden just fall to the ground, limpless,
All the
goes
rage
down.
for nothing. Alright. I was worried he was going to get a swing back on me. I figured I'd better rage just in case.
All right, and then what else? Do you do anything else?
Are there any other of these enemies close by that I can see? By enemies, I mean other bark-skinned people, the giant toad, or any more of those crystalline trees.
Yeah, you could probably pick out the frog. Let's see here. The frog's probably about 45, 50 feet from you.
Anything closer?
No.
Okay.
correct.
Or you take damage.
Or take damage, yeah.
Right. So I'm going to move 25 feet towards the big giant toad.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, and then the big giant toad is going to go for Mr. Sasku there.
Is it going tongue?
Of course it's going to go tongue. It always goes tongue. It tries to bite at you. And it misses, though. It goes for your hand, but it misses.
I wish.
All right, with
Is
that.
it a ranged attack?
Huh? No, it's not a ranged attack. With that, Erebus, you are up. It's a new round.
Okay, first, was I within 30 of L when I spelled class? I'm guessing no, but I don't know for sure.
30 of what? I'm sorry?
Of L. Was I within 30 of L?
Right now?
No, previous.
When you said what?
When I went to hide, I'm trying to figure out what the stealth roll was.
Oh, no, you weren't. No, you were out of there. Yeah.
All right, well, that was an 18, just as a reminder. So I'm going to try to pop out and shoot the frog that I don't really believe in.
Okay, yeah, you don't think the frog's even paying attention to you.
Okay. I did see it hurt Sasku, right?
Yes.
All right, well, I guess I believe in it then. All right. Wow. All right, so no problem. 24, but wow, the worst damage ever. The opposite of what Dan rolled. 1, 1, and 3. So that's a total of 8 points.
All right, so he's still up.
Yeah. And I will move again, and then I will once again do a cunning action to hide.
All right.
And wow, 2 18s. That's cool. 23.
Perfect. All right, Zazriel, you are up.
So how far am I away from the opening?
You're about 30 feet.
I can shoot him though still, right?
If you move into this opening, you'd have to move first.
Oh, the scale mail guy's down?
Yeah, the scale mail. You saw Dar take him down and run past him.
Then I move up and look through the crack.
Yeah, so if you move up 30 feet between the two walls, you can see the fight going on. You can see L. You see Dar charging in there, and you see Sasku fighting this frog.
I knocked out a spellcaster.
Finally did something. I see stupid monk. Alright, I shoot the frog.
Alright.
Mark on him. 17.
17 hits.
Dang it. This glitter is BS.
Sorry, we gotta clean up the glitter. Oh, we gotta use it actually for next session.
Alright, 12 points of damage.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it goes down. The frog goes down. But I just saw glitter on your face, so that's all I just... It distracted me, so I'm sorry.
Wait,
as my reaction, I catch the arrow and made just.
You do wear glitter, Billy.
All right.
I wear it all the time, just a thing I love to do.
All right, so the frog goes.
And he's an angel. That just comes naturally off of his pores.
Right.
All right, so
angels sweat glitter.
Nice.
Most would call it angel dust, but
yeah. So the frog goes. The frog goes limp.
And I was
a sentence I haven't heard in a long time.
So we'll come out of. We can come out of rounds. Erebus, what do you do?
All right.
Combat seems to be over.
Yeah. So I'm in stealth mode. I'm gonna move another 30 and explore our perimeter, I guess. And so I'll move 30, and then I'll do a perception check just to see if there's any other targets in sight here.
There's once again. So there's a crack that a large still more of this cavern that breaks off to the northwest. Probably about 100 feet deep as well. And there's probably a good half dozen or more of these twig blights, or possibly twig blights, in here. None of them seem to be moving, at least once again, towards you. And so that's what you kind of grab. they don't seem to be coming alive at this time. And you know, and it, like I said, you could explore this a little bit more, but if you're just kind of on guard into this northwest corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna circle. My goal is to eventually circle the tree, keep my eyes, on the perimeter, and up. I don't know how tall is this at this point.
How tall is this cavern?
Ceiling. How big is the cavern?
Yeah. So the ceiling's probably about anywhere from parts of it to 20 to maybe 60 feet in different, different
All right,
parts.
so yeah,
of
if I'm just on patrol, I'm gonna slowly circle the tree at 30. Keep myself out of range, get in the darkness, and look and make sure there's nothing else coming other than trees, which are gonna go for Dar anyway.
Okay, perfect.
Tree magnet.
Saskia, what do you do?
I'm gonna grab some rope from my backpack and tie up the spellcaster.
Nice job,
I'm the
Saskia.
only person who knew I really knocked him out, really.
Okay. Oh, the female?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, perfect.
I could tell she's a spellcaster because she cast magic missile.
All right. All right, perfect. And Elle, then what do you do?
Elle is going to close that distance and again check on both of them, the female and the male there. But mostly this female bark-skinned.
Okay. Yep. Make a. Why don't you go ahead and make a medicine check on them here?
That I can definitely do. All right. That's a 16 total.
All right. Yeah. So you think something's definitely something's not quite right with either of them. Like they're under some sort of maybe influence, some sort of maybe some sort of spell, almost like maybe a charm or enchantment. But you can't quite make out their skin does seem to fade. The one that you're looking at here, the skin seems to fade off this bark skin. Back to their normal flesh. However, both of them are pale.
She's rather pale, but it seems to be that it was some sort of magical effect.
Yes.
That was on her and is now fading. Okay.
Yep, it seems to be fading on her as well as the male.
The male that's not far away. Okay, I'm just going to focus on her. Then I'll do bind wounds with the healer's kit.
Okay, perfect.
And that will give her 1 hit point.
Yeah, but she doesn't regain consciousness right now.
Okay. Yep. But just stabilizes and gives her a hit point, so she's hopefully. Who knows?
Yep.
If he starts casting, I'll probably have to put my silence on.
And are you doing the same thing to the male as well?
You will.
Okay, yeah, the same thing, 1 hit point. Yeah, doesn't gain consciousness, but got that. All right, perfect. So you're
peeling the eyelids back,
Perfect. Dar, what are you doing?
Guard looks around. There's nothing immediately in front of him ready to kill, right?
That's correct.
No, there's a twig coming right at you.
The twigs don't seem to be coming at you right now.
Right.
None of these creatures.
So he just stands there for a minute and goes, ah! And then crouches down and sits on the floor.
All right.
And starts worrying about the wounds that he has, the scratches and whatnot from everything.
All right, and then with that,
none of them have breastplate, right?
Zazriel, what do you do? No, the one has human has a scale mail on.
Um.
And they seem to be, you see Elle tending to their wounds.
Okay.
But Saskia has tied up the female. I'm assuming you're going to tie up the male as well.
Oh, it was knocked out?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
But neither of them seem dead. They seem to be unconscious at this time.
And then, what do I want to do?
Oh, that's Azrael.
I gag the girl's mouth
Okay.
and blindfold the guy.
All right. Perfect. And with that, we will end tonight's session. And so that way, next week when we return, we can go from there. So good job, everyone. You guys took down Belak, and
No. Sugar Plum took down Belak.
Erebus.
Dart's got a crush.
Yeah, very nice.
I can't believe
So-
how much down
You
there.
expect this short ugly ass had some pretty young gal rub up on him and healed him.
And ran away.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but yeah, really good session, guys. You got Belak out. Now you'll
We have to find out where they are.
find out
Where
where
the humans are.
humans are.
Humans.
They're right here in front of you.
I'm talking about the kids looking.
Well, one of them's right in front of you. So, the female. So, that will come out next episode, or well, maybe not. We'll see what you guys
I'm so
do.
lucky I knocked her out. I'm so
But yeah,
lucky.
she'll have a ring on. You'll see that she's wearing the ring, the signet ring. The guy is not, but you did find a signet ring from
It might be
Dern.
the paladin, though.
Yeah, it could be the paladin.
Oh, could Belak actually be the
So,
brother, though?
with that, I will go ahead and sign out. Hey, if you are watching currently on Twitch, please hit the follow button. That helps. And if you are later on watching this on YouTube and made it all the way to the end of this adventure, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our channel. Check out our Sunless Citadel, or Tales from the Yawning Portal. The Sunless Citadel as we go into episode 2, where I know the group's still looking for that pesky dragon. And to figure out the rest of this mystery here. And then from there, we will go into Forge of Fury, probably in the
What's
next
the Forge of Fury?
couple weeks. So we'll have to find out now, won't we?
Oh, what's the Forge of Fury?
So,
Who do we have to kill then?
and then on Saturdays, we will be running the Grey Guardians, and that will be 7 p.m. Central Time. Our
Escape
next episode.
from the Copper Dragon. Sold.
Well, grab as much loot as you can, and then go from there. We'll see how this goes.
I'm
So,
taking a couple jokes from myself.
so I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. This is your Dungeon Master Bilbo. Remember, it's cool to be a geek. Pass it on. Happy gaming.
Zasku.